this is a video on how to use your Safeguard OneWrite pegboard payroll and disbursement accounting system. The first item that you need is your pegboard, and it opens. It has a good hard writing surface in here, and what you do is you push in on the white buttons and lift up and fold that back, and this is a little ejector strip, and you fold that back also. So the first piece of paper that goes on here is your disbursement journal, and this is a listing of all the checks that you've written during the month. It goes with the bottom hole on the bottom peg, and it's underneath that little strip, and you just push them down on. And then what goes on here next are your checks, and your checks come shingled in a sheet of 25 like this, and they go over top of this little strip with the top hole on the top peg, and then you just push them down over the pegs, and then you can close this. You push on the black buttons and it locks into place. I like to take a new set of checks and just fold them all back along the perforation and fold them so that they tear out a little more easily as you go. And then what happens is these are your expense categories. So they might say rent, office supplies, utilities, telephone, salaries, whatever is appropriate for your business. And there's an area here for your bank balance and your check amount, and your deposits are on the back. What you do to write a check is you fold down the one at the top. It's your lowest numbering, and you go right across the carbon strip that's in the middle, and with the date, who it's to, what it's for. You bring down your check number and your dollar amount, and your longhand dollar amount goes up at the top. You sign it. You can put the person's name and address, or their address right under their name, and it can go out in a double window envelope. And then there's a copy that you can staple to your paid bill. So you just take both of these out, and that way when you staple this, you have your check number and the date you paid it, and you know all of that. And then you just go on to the next one. One of the other things that this will do is your payroll. And for that you would need an individual employee payroll card. And there's two different styles. This one has 13 weeks in each quarter for somebody that's paid weekly. There's also a style with all 4 quarters on one card if they're just paid twice a month. And the back of this is treated with NCR, which stands for No Carbon Required, and it reacts with that under there. So you slide your card under and pull it down so that little black mark's on the first available line, and you go across who it's to, the check number, and the amount, leaving the description area blank, because then you lift it, and directly onto the copy is a place to put your gross and your deductions. So you're giving your employee a copy of their earnings and deductions, so both pieces go to them. Only one thing you need to be careful of, when you do a payroll check, because the back of this has got the NCR treatment, you want to take it out before you put in your longhand dollar amount and sign it, or they'll show up here in blue. So your payroll entries will show in blue from the NCR, and your regular checks will be black. So that's a good audit trail for you. And you just carry it across to your categories. If you don't need that many categories, oftentimes people are just going to an account number for their CPA, then you can use a shorter journal that only has 5 or 6 columns, and you can just give it an account number. And then your bank balance and deposits are right there, and that's all there is to it. It's really easy to use. Thanks for joining us today.